Our national broadcaster is part of the fabric that weaves through our lives that keeps us connected from coast to coast to coast here. And on PEI, I mean, my day starts off with Island Morning, or it starts off with Lit of A. And why do I listen to it so consistently? Oh, like every day is, and then on the weekend mornings, that's how my day starts. CBC PEI links our communities from right from North Cape down to East Point, and we get filled in on everything that's happening in between. And Compass, like the thousands and thousands of islanders that watch Compass faithfully every night, and we know Louise and Jay kind of like they're our family, and I'm always conscious of the people behind the scenes that are making sure that everything's working right, like all the journalists that are there, but all the tech staff that are there. I think that CBC is not just about hanging on to what we have, but actually expanding it. I'm never going to vote in Parliament to defund the CBC, and I mean it's a crazy idea, because then what are we going to rely on? We're going to rely on private sector communications. Like, we're going to rely on Facebook. Like, I canceled my Twitter account after the craziness of Elon Musk, because Twitter became an unhealthy space where people just have an opinion and never have to back it up with evidence, and they present it as real. But when you think of all the work that goes in to providing a story at CBC, and the evidence base that's there, and making sure that people's opinions are heard and respected, that is how we build a country. $2.75 a month. When you think of everything that we pay for, all the subscriptions that we have in our lives, whether that's online subscriptions for music or media, that we can certainly afford to pay more. But not only that, this country is worth it.
Sean Casey, Member of Parliament for Charlottetown, and standing for re-election at this time. First of all, my job is to project the voice of my constituents. And anytime the subject of a threat to the CBC has been raised during my time in politics, there's been a visceral reaction from my constituents. The first time that I recall was when Compass was to be cut from an hour to a half an hour. People were practically marching in the streets. The second time was during COVID, where a similar thing happened. And it was at the point where we actually had the Prime Minister of the day intervene to restore Compass for the full hour during COVID. So the message from my constituents is loud and clear. They love and value the CBC, and it's my job to project that voice. Completely separate and apart from what my constituents are telling me, I love the CBC. I love Schitt's Creek. I love This Hour Has 22 Minutes. I love Son of a Critch. I absolutely love Compass, and make sure that I never canvass when Compass is on, so that I don't lose a vote. Main Street, Island Morning, all of those things are so important to our community. I feel a personal attachment, but also a professional one, because of the views of my constituents. This is a constant and repeated theme of the Conservative Party of Canada over the last 14 years. And it has not changed, nor has the support from the party that I'm proud to be a member of.
Hi, my name is Bob Lucas. On the ballot, I'm going to be Robert Lucas, and I am the candidate for the People's Party of Canada here in Charlottetown Riding. I have been a listener of different programs on CBC for 7+ decades. And so I've appreciated CBC and other news outlets over the years. I'm now at a stage where I find it very difficult, like many Canadians, to know which of the media we can trust the most. It seems that there are many of the media that are questionable. There seems to be an unfairness, particularly within the People's Party of Canada, and specifically our leader, Maxime Byrne. We tend to be ghosted. We tend to be in a position where here we are, the party that is actually leading all parties in the number of candidates for actually the number is 319 of the 343 ridings at the present time. And yet the party leader, Maxime Byrne, is not on the one of the people that is even mentioned, not alone participating in the leaders' debates that are upcoming. We have to get to the stage where we can trust whatever media it is that we're listening to, that we're hearing the truth. So here on the island, because we are very new to the island, but we are now permanent residents on the island. Programs like Island Morning, Maritime Noon, the Main Street, with each of the announcers providing local information is very helpful to me, to my wife, and I'm sure to many other people in Charlottetown.
Hello, I'm Daniel Cousins, and I'm running for the Green Party in Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. CBC Prince Edward Island was my childhood. When people go on, oh, I only had 3 channels growing up, they were lucky. I got CBC PEI, and I was happy to have it. I look at so much of what CBC offers. First, it is our source of news. It is our cultural hub. And let's just face it, Islanders would riot if Compass ceased to exist. Canada Reads just came out. I'm currently reading the winner of that thanks to CBC's influence. I've listened to so many radio programs, TV shows, so much of it. Part of the reason I'm in politics is because of the Rick Mercer report and him encouraging young people to get involved. I think there are things that we could get rid of and keep the CBC. I think we should offer more funding and encourage it, because this is our Canadian culture. So much of it. CBC is our cultural hub. We should not be defunding this for risk of losing so much of our culture and a method of introducing people to so many different ideas, cultures, books, TV, movies, radio, plays, dramas. So much of it is connected to CBC, and it's such an integral part of being Canadian.